What is going on, you guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today I randomly came across this survival game that really looked very engaging to me, and I think engagement is an understatement for this particular survival game, especially in the near future, because it exceeds a lot of expectations. First and foremost, this video was not sponsored whatsoever, nor was I given a free copy of this game, so everything I say in this video is genuinely how I feel about this title as a player, not a content creator. Surroundead is a freshly published game that was released on Steam as of June 24th of this year, very recently, as you can imagine. It is an open world survival game that is taking place somewhere fictional. The graphics might remind you a lot of Dead Poly. Now, this is nowhere near comparable to Dead Poly, not at all. It seems like they might be sharing the same assets, maybe. Nonetheless, it is a whole different beast altogether. I'm not trying to hype this game up or anything, I'm just saying it's not the same. Surroundead is being developed by a solo developer that goes by Play Surroundead, and let me tell you this solo developer is very dedicated to his work. Not only has he been dropping updates and patches consistently, but also very frequently. And what's even more crazy to me is that sometimes they're not even just little fixes. I mean, some of them are pretty major. I mean, there is a reason why most of these reviews on Steam appear to be claimed to be very positive. The game really does shine in that regard. And since we're talking about the Steam reviews, let's not forget where the negative comments are coming from. Some of those negative comments serve no other purpose but to throw some shame on this game simply because it's using the same assets as the Dead Poly. Really? Guys, please don't be this guy. Don't get me wrong, there's some reasonable negative reviews out there. For instance, most of the negative reviews appear to be posted back when the game was just released, and there was pretty much no content available at that time. So people stated that $16 might have been an overkill, and I agree with that. However, when somebody throws hate towards the developer simply for using the same assets as someone else, which is very common nowadays, by the way, especially with survival games, that's nothing but being ignorant. So be better. This is very early beta. You can't expect much out of this game. Things will be missing. This is what early betas are. Now let's talk about the game itself. When you begin your journey, you will spawn randomly in one of the top right corners of the map. That section seems to be more cleaned up and more finished. I'd say there is still about 60-70% of the map that is still going through some serious development process as we speak. You can still go down there and explore, but expect nothing but emptiness at the moment. You have your hungry, thirst, and health bar. There's already a point system being present as you're looting around, however, the skill tree system is still being developed as we speak. Surrounded appears to be leaning more towards RPG genre as well, semi-similar to Scum. I'm sure it will not be nearly as complex as Scum, especially for the type of game it is. Nonetheless, I think it's safe to say that it will be a lot more similar to Unturned. The game is also being developed in Unreal Engine 5, and it looks beautiful. It's very cinematic and vibrant, and it's also one of the few factors which forced me to try this game to begin with. From the get-go, the game doesn't hide the fact that you have different seasons in the game. Now, I'm only 4 or 5 hours into the game, so I haven't really experienced all of the 4 season changes, but I will say that the time change seems to be very realistic. There's 12 months in a year, and the game's aesthetic changes based on the season that you're in. What I would like to see, unless it's already been implemented and I haven't really experienced it yet, but I'd like to see environmental changes as well. Meaning, if it snows, maybe lakes and waters will freeze over, sort of like subsistence. In the summertime, all the wildlife is out and it's a lot easier to survive, at least as far as gathering resources and such. However, once it gets close to the winter time, not only the aesthetic of the game changes, but also your survival approach as well. You know, scenarios when you'd have to melt snow in order to get clean water supply simply because the lakes are frozen. That would be pretty awesome. Now, as far as the crafting system applies, there are already some items that you can craft from the start, but once again, it still needs some serious attention and polishing. Resource gathering can also use some work. It's not perfect either. There's already vehicles in the game. I personally only came across one type of vehicle throughout my whole survival journey, but through the main menu, you're able to access the testing mode, and that is where you can drive different vehicles and test them out and leave your feedback for the developer, so that way he can go over that and eventually drop more vehicles for the survival mode. As of making this video, it is a single player only. However, the multiplayer will be eventually released, especially once the game gets more love and support. As of right now, developer was very clear that he's wanting to make this game more like a PvE based survival game. You can still kill other players, however it's more intended for casual PvE players more than anything else. All this subject to change, so anything I say in this video might not apply in the near future, we just have to wait and see. But I will say, if you're looking for that ultimate Rust experience, you will not be getting it here. As a matter of fact, the core inspiration for this game appears to be Valheim, and I believe Dead Matter, or even State of Decay, which is another topic for another day. This game has a humongous potential. I definitely love the aesthetic of this. The snow effect as well as simple storm is absolutely gorgeous. Unreal Engine 5 definitely shines in that way. This is also another reason as to why I'm so excited about this title, guys. It's being developed by Unreal Engine 5, and there is still so much more to discover within that engine simply because it's very capable. As far as from a content creator point of view, I truly love Surroundead for its photo mode. I love recording cinematics in my videos, as you can probably already tell. I love the roleplay and create story within the survival game, and this game really opens that up for me. Once again, co-op will eventually come out in the near future. Expect that to be more like State of Decay though. We already have a trade outpost where you can buy and sell items. Since the game is leaning towards PvE, I think it'll be kind of cool if we get AIs in the game. Not only will you have to worry about zombies, but also armed people as well. If this video was helpful in any way, shape, or form, consider dropping a like button and subscribing for future content like this. As always, I'm trying to make this very nice and short for you guys. Play Surroundead. Keep the hard work, man. I love you. The potential is there and I'm here for it. This was your boy Roos, and I'm out. Bye.